Hi, we're Beth and Brian, an American couple that retired a little early and bought an abandoned farm in southeast Sicily. We hope you'll join us as we get to know our neighbors, explore the old farmhouse, and explore this absolutely beautiful island. I'm Onini.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday.
It's June 1st.
Beautiful weather.
Summer is here.
Yeah, next week it's going to be in the 30s all week.
Can't wait.
Cloud in the sky.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that.
Just have to work in the morning because in the afternoon it gets a little too hot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, so kind of a laid-back week, actually. Didn't do a whole bunch.
Well, we kind of like we're transitioning off of having Doug and Kim here, right?
True.
Getting back on track.
Yeah.
So, but we went into town last night to Palazzo Credi to the square to watch the
Champions League.
Champions League.
And anybody who had listened to me, I was telling them that PSG was going to kill Inter Milan.
Oof.
Nobody wanted to hear that.
No.
Yeah,
Especially not in Italy.
No, at one point after a goal I said, "Allez les Blues!" And there was a lot of, yeah, I decided that was the end of that.
I know Douglas said, "Did Dad wear a shirt? I hope he didn't wear a shirt." I was like, no, he didn't wear a shirt.
So that was really
That
fun.
was
We
great.
took Douglas a long time ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, to a PSG match. And
Mbappe scored, what, 5 goals in front of us?
it was at least 4,
Oh.
and maybe 5, and it was just incredible. So ever
Yeah.
since then, we've been kind of PSG fans, right? Anyhow,
Anyway,
that was really fun.
it was good.
We also had to deal with some visa stuff.
We did. We went into Syracuse this week early in the morning, which was
A first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
Number one, the
chill.
parking was like
Yeah, no problem.
completely fabulous. Okay. And then had some coffee at a local place
Yep.
that Ramadan had brought us to when I
Yeah.
ran into him last week. So yeah, so it was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really fun.
Then we get to the visa place and it was mad chaos.
Absolute. So we got there and it's always chaos. I mean, they open the doors at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And this guy, Ramadan, is the gatekeeper. Really sweet, nice man. But they opened up the door at 9 o'clock and he said, yeah, we have a little problem. He said, all the people who speak English, come to the front. And there were a lot of people who
They
spoke
were.
English.
Most of the people did.
Yeah. And then he went on to say that they'd lost power and
Yes.
they'd call the power company and they might have it back on at 10:30.
Didn't know. So you just had to be patient and wait.
But it came on.
It did.
We got in,
We got our stuff done.
got our business taken care of.
Yep. And then that was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
people there.
I like Siracusa.
I do too.
or
We need,
teach us
I think we need to like explore more.
I do too. I think there's a lot there
Yes.
that we haven't seen.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah, a lot of good restaurants, a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I think everyone goes to Ortigia for good reason. It's beautiful.
No,
But I
it's-
think Siracusa proper,
Has more
I
to.
think it has a lot that we can discover there.
If any of you guys know any secret hidden places we need to discover there, let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
So, and then the garden. Oh,
lot of work in the
my
garden.
Goodness.
The vines, some of them are up over my head. So we're going to have to cut those pretty soon. Or cut the growth tip.
Yeah.
That's cool. But all of our vegetables have exploded.
It's awesome.
I can't believe. I mean, it just turned June, and our tomatoes are over a foot
And with flowers.
with flowers.
Yeah.
I know, it's like incredible. And the zucchini and the eggplant and the peppers, everything's doing great.
Well, what makes me laugh is like all the places that we've lived, we couldn't even plant the garden until now.
No, where we were in France, the local knowledge was do not plant before June 1st.
Well, even like in New England, like
True.
after Memorial
Yeah,
Day.
after Memorial Day,
right?
you're right.
So it's just it's nice to be in a place where you can plant early and know that.
And year round.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty. I love it.
I like
love
it.
Yeah.
So a lot of you know that a month ago or so we were in France, and that whole thing is, house is almost complete now, almost done. And we showed you a bunch of places that we like to go to when we live there. But there's one that we kind of didn't tell you about because I wanted to take more time to do a good job. And it's also the anniversary of this event coming next week. I think
June
next
10th,
week,
I think.
June 10th, yeah.
June 10th.
So the place is Oradour-sur-Glane, and a lot of you probably don't know about it, but it's a World War II site, and I'm not going to tell you too much, but because you can watch. It's a little heavy, not our typical lighthearted, fun, happy stuff. But while we lived there, I mean, it had a big impact on us. We went there, what, 8 or 10 times at least?
At least.
Yeah.
I mean, I will warn you. I mean, I sat down yesterday. Brian had finished it, and he said, "Well, do you want to take a look?" And I did. I sat down and I sobbed. Just, I am usually a very happy person, and it's just like, whoa. It was...
So apologize in advance, but it's kind of it's prescient. I mean, it's a
good reminder,
Yeah.
and I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, they talk about the fact that to remember, and it is a good reminder. And yeah.
So apologize in advance a little bit, but thanks for indulging us, and here it is.
In the peaceful countryside of central France stands a ghost town. Empty streets, rusted cars, abandoned homes. This is Oradour-sur-Glane, a village where time stopped on June 10th, 1944. What happened here represents one of the most brutal civilian massacres of World War II on French soil. Today we walk through the preserved ruins that serve as a memorial to unspeakable tragedy. Before June 10th, 1944, Oradour-sur-Glane was an unremarkable rural community of about 650 people. Located in the Haute-Vienne department near Limoges, it was a modest market town with a tram connection to the city. The village had a school, a baker, a butcher, several cafes, and a hotel. Many residents were farmers or craftsmen. Life here maintained an almost idyllic rhythm despite the German occupation of France. Children attended school, farmers worked their fields, and on weekends the cafes would fill with locals. The village had even taken in refugees from parts of France under heavier German control and bombing. 4 days after Allied forces landed in Normandy on June 6, 1944, tensions were high throughout occupied France. German forces were increasingly concerned about French resistance activities in the region. The Maquis, the French resistance fighters, were particularly active in the densely forested and mountainous Limousin region surrounding Oradour. Just one day before, in the nearby town of Toul, the SS had hanged 99 men from balconies and lampposts in reprisal for resistance attacks. But Oradour-sur-Glane had no significant resistance presence. It was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. On that fateful Saturday afternoon, a detachment of approximately 150 Nazi soldiers, commanded by Adolf Diekmann, surrounded the village with military precision. At approximately 2 p.m., the Germans entered Oradour. They announced a document check and ordered all villagers to assemble in the town square, the Champ de Foire. By 3 p.m., the entire population had gathered. The SS then systematically separated the men from the women and the children. The men were divided into 6 groups of roughly 30 each and led to various barns, garages, and sheds around the village. Inside each location, machine guns had been carefully positioned. And on signal, the SS troops opened fire, deliberately aiming at the legs to ensure maximum suffering and to prevent immediate death. After the initial volleys, the soldiers methodically covered the wounded with hay, straw, and other flammable materials and set them alight. Any who attempted to escape were shot. Meanwhile, the women and 207 children were locked inside the village church. At first, they might have felt safer there, in the sanctuary of a house of worship. The soldiers then placed a large wooden box with a fuse inside and set it on fire. It produced thick, choking smoke, but didn't explode as intended. Frustrated by this failure, the SS men opened the church doors and began firing machine guns and throwing hand grenades at the defenseless women and children. As the desperate victims tried to escape through the windows and doors, they were systematically shot down. The SS then set fire to the church, and the heat was so intense that the church bell melted and crashed through the roof. Only one woman, 47-year-old Madame Marguerite Roufanche, managed to escape by jumping from a rear window some 10 feet above ground and crawling to nearby bushes, despite being shot 5 times in the legs and shoulder. In her testimony, she recalled, "I jumped from the window. I was wounded and I crawled on my knees. I hid among dead bodies for 24 hours. That's all I can tell you." The systematic slaughter lasted about 5 hours. In total, 642 civilians were killed that day, including 247 women and 207 children. The youngest victim was only a week old. The oldest was 90. Only 6 people from the entire village survived. After the massacre, the SS looted the village and set it ablaze, attempting to destroy the evidence of their crimes. On June 10, 1946, exactly 2 years after the massacre, French General Charles de Gaulle personally visited the ruins. Deeply moved, he declared that the ruins of Oradour-sur-Glane would be preserved exactly as they were, as a permanent memorial to the atrocity. He awarded the village the Legion of Honor, the Order of Liberation, and the Military Cross. Today, visitors enter through a modern museum called the Centre de la Mémoire, or Center of Memory, opened in 1999. The center provides historical context, displays personal belongings of the victims, and includes testimony from survivors before visitors walk among the ruins. What makes Oradour particularly haunting is the presence of everyday objects. Here is Dr. Desorteau's rusted Peugeot car. He was killed along with his wife and son. There's Louis Bouchoul's garage with tools still hanging on the walls. The Averill Hotel's kitchen still contains pots and pans. Madame Laudy's sewing machine sits exactly where it was left. But probably the most heart-wrenching are the children's possession, like the small tricycle. So why remember such a horror? The preserved ruins of Oradour-sur-Glane stand as a stark reminder of what happens when hatred is allowed to flourish, when civilians become targets, when humanity is abandoned. Every year, tens of thousands of people visit this site. They walk the streets in silence, confronting a very dark chapter of human history. And the message is clear. Democracy and human rights are fragile achievements that must be actively defended. As we face new conflicts and divisions in our world today, the silent streets of Oradour ask us to pause and remember. Their silence speaks volumes. For a village frozen in time offers lessons that transcend decades, lessons we ignored our peril.
So, yeah, that was a little heavy.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to do that for 5 years now.
Yes.
And I don't know, the more we went there and the more I got into this video, and really I have been working on it for 5 years. I would find new photos and, new things, new postcards, whatever. And this last time we went, I'd found a postcard of this woman standing in front of a well, and I knew the well from past visits. And so I went over there and stood this last time, and it just kind of a feeling of dread came over me. But another photo that I came across doing this was of a couple. They had a cafe hair cutting coiffeuse, hairdresser. And they were standing in the doorway of their shop, and as we were walking down the street one day, I looked at it and I realized that was the same shop. And so, yeah, it's hard to, I don't know if there are any other museums like that. There must be some somewhere,
Yeah.
But it really does drive things home for you, and it makes you realize how lucky you are, really.
Especially, growing up in the U.S.,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we grew up in the U.S. and a lot of our viewers are from the U.S. and Canada and Australia, and war hasn't physically impacted the main.
Not really. No, I mean, Pearl Harbor was a mess,
Right.
but I mean, in general, no.
No, whereas the people in Europe and France and then Italy now and Sicily, I mean, it's in
their face
it's
every day.
in their face every day. I mean, we drive from here to Siracusa and there are bunkers
And machine gun nests.
just still there.
Yeah.
So it's a reality check.
When we lived in France, in that house, there were a couple brothers living there, and they were known to be in the Maquis, the resistance. And one day the Nazis showed up looking for them and warned the parents that if those kids don't stop, they were going to come and take
Get
the
them.
family. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's a very different, I mean, this is a very different world from what we grew up in.
100%. But it's a good reminder,
Very good reminder.
you have to live
Yep. You never know what's around the corner.
and celebrate.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got a chance to do that.
Let's go get the Prosecco. But we had fun too. We always have fun. And we went to Nadia's birthday party,
Yeah.
which is Pepe Americano's wife.
So Pepe Americano is Brian's new.
He's my nemesis. he's like the Joker. Does that make me Batman?
No, good. No, sorry, hon.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
No.
He's a funny guy. And so he's taken to calling me Babu Americano, which is Sicilian for simple-minded American.
Sure.
Which he thinks is really funny. I don't think it's as funny as he does.
Not so much.
So I've had to learn some Sicilian, and I guess probably my best phrase at this point, the one that seems to push him back a little bit, is "Chi bedu citrolu," which means "what a nice cucumber," which is a Sicilian way of saying you ain't too smart.
Nadia thinks that's pretty funny.
She does. Anyone who's around when I say that to him thinks that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
But I mean, we went out and we had pizza with them.
We did?
And man, those guys can eat.
Well, starting is the fact that they don't even start until 10:30 at night.
Well, yeah. So we're supposed to. They said get there between 8:30 and 9, right?
We thought we were safe. We got there a little after 9.
Yeah, and everybody didn't show up until
10:30, yeah.
10 o'clock. So we got in there, and it's fries, and then fried pizza, and then pizza, and then they had a Nutella pizza, and then we had a birthday cake, and then we had shots of limoncello. So we got home at 1:30, which is.
It's past Brian's bedtime.
What? The nice non facciamo giù giro, vediamo alla mezzo tutto cavo fare la pizza, fare la protagonista. Yeah!
Yeah, because I'm an early riser guy. I'm always looking for that worm.
He literally has to learn how to sleep in. You gotta practice that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not very good at it.
No.
But
No, you'll get better summer.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also met some really cool people.
We did.
Yeah.
So we had a family reach out to us, Rosalia, Seb, and Juliana, and they were in Noto, staying in Noto for the last month, I think. And so they reached out and asked if we could get together, and so they came and met us at Caprice.
Caprice.
And they are such a nice family.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're so smart.
Yeah, when Rosie saw this, they
Yeah,
said,
this is
this for the
perfect.
bees. I'm like, yes, absolutely. Awesome.
It's a me.
Yes.
That was really nice
So
of you.
we'll think of you guys every time.
Hang it
In the
in
window.
In the window,
Yes.
yes.
So cool.
and shine it, and so that that you
break
can
it?
well, shine it, and hopefully when
Yeah.
that light hits it, you think of the Colombos. Where are the Colombos?
We will be very happy to think of you guys, and we cannot wait for you guys to be back.
Yes.
And
Well, that's going to be an ongoing thing for us
Awesome.
because if not every year,
Yeah.
but at least every 2 years,
For sure.
we will definitely be back.
all right, we'll be ready to have a barbecue.
Yes.
Barbecue, yes.
For sure.
Very good.
Yeah, they're a really nice family.
They are. We got our first bees gift. I need to show. I'm so excited about this. So look at this. This is a beautiful sun catcher with a little bee on it. And then not only that, the card she found. Look at this. Ready? This is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I thought she had made it, but she said she tracked it down. She searched for.
Well, look, it's handmade.
It's all handmade.
It's paper. I mean, somebody cut that.
It's stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
So she said that she searched for a card and found this one, and it's like brought it to us from Canada. And it's like, how special is
sweet.
that?
Yeah.
I mean, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
it was lovely meeting you all, but it just like was so touching. So anyway.
Because sometimes, for me, sometimes it's like, why am I putting all this effort into this? I mean, it takes me, I'm probably not going to believe this, probably about 20 hours a week to get a video out, between filming it, going through all the footage that we have, and editing it. And this takes us, 5 or 6 hours now to sit here and talk like
I know, because Brian has a really hard time with this whole process.
But it takes a long time. And so sometimes I'm not very motivated to do it. And then it's good to have people
It's a nice reminder.
appreciate you. Yeah.
It is. It's a nice reminder. And it's also...
Because we're not doing this for the money.
No, but it's also a nice reminder that what we have chosen to do with our lives...
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of fun. It's to be able to see, God, this is what we wanted to do. And again, I go back to the fact when you 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you were reading...
Oh, A Year in Provence.
A Year in Provence.
I had to be in France. I had to be there.
And it was that whole process is like, like reading about someone's life, about this, and that's what I want. And now with YouTube, it's like you get to watch someone's life and say, that's what I want.
It's amazing.
So it's kind of a cool thing.
It is a cool thing.
It's a weird thing.
And
it's a weird thing.
yeah, but a lot of people are reaching out now.
Yes, we just got another
I know,
beautiful,
so many people. We have
beautiful email this weekend.
we have dozens of people a month now that reach out to us.
But this weekend we got this beautiful email from a man named Sanders, and he and his partner are thinking about moving here. Well, they're in the process of it.
Yeah, they bought a piece of property.
Yeah, and the same thing. I mean, just like, we're watching you, this is an inspiration. And so super nice. Sanders, I've got an email coming back to you, so hang tight. But it's that every week. We get
nice.
that every week, and it's special.
So if you don't know, I know that 65% of the people who watch on TV because we're all old.
Vecchio.
Vecchio, yeah. And I know that you really can't comment if you're on TV, but just know we have an Instagram page, and that's a great way to reach out to us if there's something you want to say. We also have email, bees at bees0travel, the bees at bees0travel.com. But Facebook and Instagram, if you find us, then that's an easy way to get a hold of us. And a lot of people do get a hold of us that way.
And also know that, mostly through Instagram right now, we're kind of transitioning, figuring that all out. If you haven't seen a video from us for a while, know that on Instagram, there's probably a post or something explaining what our situation is, because it's just an easy thing. I can upload something really fast every week, and I tend to try to update everybody every week.
Yeah, they're good. Make a lot of reels. They're nice. It's good.
That's fun. I like it.
I know you do.
It's fun.
What are you doing? Making a reel?
That's fun. It's just, anyway. So, but that's definitely an easy way to reach out to us and get in touch with us. So, yeah.
And it's
good.
That's what's going on.
That's our life. It's our weird, crazy, bizarro life.
And you didn't have to watch me work this week.
You didn't
No
work
work footage.
You didn't work this week, did you?
Oh, yeah, I worked. Stop it.
You did work. You did work.
And sometimes it's like, I don't really want to film myself working.
Yeah.
So anyhow, everything's good.
Wow. We're just going to call him Oscar the Grouch.
Stop it. I'm not grouchy.
No, you're not grouchy today at all. No, it's good.
No.
It's awesome. So at any rate, have a fabulous week, first week of June. I hope you guys have some great plans. The schools are ending for everybody around the country, probably. So summer vacation's about to begin for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. And Sophia, get your fishing reel ready. Can't wait to hear about
You're going to land a hog. Screamer. Fire hydrant. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching.
Have a great week.
Thanks for reaching out. Thanks for making us feel good about what we're doing.
Yep.
And
we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Ciao.